What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and the video I'm bringing you today is going to be a build video for the Stamina Sorcerer. Now, I ran Stamina Sorc a little bit yesterday. I've been running it all day today. We have some lag spikes apparently. I'm going to try and fly through this build as well as possible. I will not have any PvP commentary for this specific build. I will post that tomorrow. I want to get one or two more fights. I've gotten like 5 really good fights today. I want to show a few more. I want to get a few more before I post it. You guys, honestly, with this, I know you're going to have to take a leap of faith. You're just going to have to trust me that this build works. I'll explain why it works, and hopefully I can get you in the right direction. The reason I'm dropping this a little bit earlier than I normally do, as you guys know if you've been on my channel for a little bit, I try and play a build for about a week. You know, I try to play it a lot. I try to play, go through all the variables, and then post what I think is the best for my specific playstyle. However, right now, guys, PvP is not very good in Scalebreaker. Dots are tearing everybody apart. A lot of people are unhappy with their builds. A lot of people are going to different games. And, you know, I've gotten a lot of questions asking me like, hey, you know, what are you going to run for this? What are you going to run for Mag DK? What are you going to run for Mag Sorc? What are you going to run for this? And if I took a week for every single build that I posted, I wouldn't be able to get all the information out to you guys that, you know, I'd want to. And so I'm going to drop this a little bit earlier. I'm going to try and release updates for builds that I've already posted to help you guys out. And then, you know, we're gonna tweak things and improve them as we go along in this patch. And that's just basically what we're gonna have to do. So that's why I'm doing it. If you guys don't like that, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do I'm trying to help, you know, as many people out as possible. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't. It just is what it is. That's the name of the game. So with that being said, guys, let's dive into it. We're running 5-piece Curse Eater on a Stamina Sorc. Now, I am not the first person to run Curse Eater on a Stamina class. I'm definitely not. It was ran a lot by people last patch. Lobo just posted a video on his Stam DK last week. I recommend checking him out. I will provide a link in the description for his build for his Stamina Dragonite. He's running medium armor with Curse Eater. Very effective this patch. Like, he's already gotten some pretty good 1vx's with it. Curse Eater is a great set, guys. It is going to be basically best in slot for PvP almost across the board for just about every tune. And here's why. 2-piece Max Magicka, 3-piece Magic Recovery, 4-piece Magic Recovery, 5-piece. When you heal yourself or an ally with the direct heal ability, remove up to 3 negative effects from them. If a negative effect was removed this way, your target restores 600 Magicka. This effect can occur every 8 seconds. So, 600 Magicka over 8 seconds, you divide it by 4. That is roughly 150 Magicka recovery. So the 3-piece is 124, the 4-piece is 124, the 5-piece is 150 Magicka recovery, plus a free purge every time you heal. As you guys know, dots are tearing people apart. Entropy hits really hard. Soul Splitting Trap hits very hard. You can try and run other things. I did run a build earlier today running Alessian in 7th Legion and stacking health recovery. I had about 2,500 health recovery with that build, just at base, and it was solid. Like, I killed people. I didn't get any super sexy 1vx's. I survived long enough to potentially kill people. I just didn't, you know, work it out. But I felt comfortable that it was okay. And then I put Curse Eater on, and it just felt way, way better. At the end of the day, with Alessian, you're still eating dots. Curse Eater removes them. And so you have to have your heals up all the time with Alessian in 7th. You don't have to have 100% uptime on heals if your dots are being purged off of you with Curse Eater. And so this is going to be a great set. Our damage will be okay. It'll be good enough this patch with how we're going to stack into other ways. But yeah, Curse Eater right now, basically, like, if you're worried about sustaining, you're worried about dots, put Curse Eater on whatever build you're running. This should be a warning flag to ZeniMax. At this point, if everybody has to wear the same set in open world PvP to survive, there is severe imbalance in the game, and you shouldn't have to wait and evaluate how strong dots are. Like, I'm on a Stamina Sorcerer and I'm wearing Curse Eater. Like, that should be like, oh shit, like, yeah, this is too strong. So, just gonna toss that out there. We are running double damage health poisons. I can craft them. I got a bunch of them in the inventory, so I just threw them on this build. It's roughly the same thing, so you guys can make fun of my crown lethal poisons, that's fine, but they gotta go somewhere. I didn't want to delete them. Black Rose dual wield on the back bar. Lots of damage mitigation. You can say cheese. Guess what, guys? It's a cheesy patch. It's a really cheesy patch. We are wearing 2-piece mozzarella right here. Black Rose with Decisive and Nirnhound. Shock damage enchant and disease damage enchant. So when we proc our Blade Cloak and our Blood Craze, we have a chance of proccing these enchants. It gives us a little bit more burst. And on top of that, we can keep our major protection up, which helps prevent us, from getting hit by the 3-piece Monterey Jack, which is Entropy, Soul Splitting Trap, and whatever class dot Magic Attunes are running right now. So definitely recommend getting these. Definitely recommend running these. You got to counter cheese with cheese, guys. Whether you want to run Swiss or Monterey, it doesn't matter. Wear it. I am wearing 2-piece Engine Guardian. Engine Guardian works great for a Stam Sorc for a few reasons. Number one, this is going to be our stamina return. This is going to allow us to sustain our Magicka and our stamina. With Dark Deal, if we get an influx of a Magicka proc, we can Dark Deal and get our stamina back. This allows us to stay at full resources. I've tried Troll King, I've tried Bloodspawn. For me, Engine Guardian is the best. I like it a lot. It just allows me to sustain and move around the fight, and I'm very, very comfortable with Engine Guardian and my damage mitigation where it's at. Oh, did we freeze? We did freeze a little bit. All right. I'm wearing 5-piece Fury. Now, there's a few options you can run here. With the Ultima we're running, I think Fury's best in slot. Fury got reworked in the Scalebreaker patch. Instead of it being 750 weapon damage, it's 600. It stacks easier. With the ult we're running, we do not need Pen, and the weapon damage actually boosts our healing. So our rally heals and our vigor heals will be higher with Fury. We need the higher healing in order to deal with dots, and so I think Fury is also really, really good this patch. Engine Guardian, we're running 5 heavy, 1 medium, 1 light, and then all impenetrable. I'm running infused weapon damage on all the jewelry. I wanted to stack as much damage as possible. Since we are a stamina sorcerer wearing a Magicka-based set, we want as much damage as possible, so we stacked into weapon damage. We will have good enough weapon damage to kill most people, especially with dots, especially with being able to CC through block, all this stuff. It may take a little bit, but most people are in our range of killing in a 1vx situation. Yeah, that's the inventory as far as our character sheet goes. Before I show the character sheet, I know there are a lot of character sheet whores out there. I know people want 40k Stam or 45k Magic or 50k Magic or whatever. This patch is not about max stats. It's not. This patch is about having things that help you survive. It doesn't matter how hard you're hitting if you're dying every 2 seconds. And so I found Curse Eater to work very, very well. I found it in an outnumbered 1vx situation where people are stacking dots on me. It keeps me alive. Better than running like 7th Legion or 2 damage sets would. You can try damage sets if you like it, that's fine. But don't feel ashamed to branch out of the meta and run something else to help yourself survive so that you can kill people that are just literally hitting you with Entropy and Soul Trap. So these are my stats. You guys can laugh. We do have Emperor right now, so my health is lower. It's around 27k. We have just under 30k stamina, 962 stamina recovery, 1100 health recovery, and 800 magic recovery. Keep in mind our recovery does look a little low. We are wearing Engine Guardian and are a Red Guard. I do think Red Guard is the best race for this specific build. I really like Red Guard on my Stamina Sorcerer for a lot of reasons. We do a lot of weapon abilities for damage. The cost reduction as well as the return off the Adrenaline Rush passive is fantastic. We can sustain more than fine with these stats and Engine Guardian. On top of that, we get a cost reduction for our ultimate Onslaught, and so it makes it a very, very cheap alternative. We have 31 weapon damage unbuffed. If we buff with Rally, we're at 3722, plus another 600 from Fury. We're sitting fully buffed, 4600 weapon damage. We're not hitting as hard as we did last batch, but we're hitting hard enough. Spell resistance and physical resistance cap out around 20k, fully buffed. Critical resistance, 2857. 64 points into stamina. We are running our Tam Takeaway Broth and the Warrior Mundus. So those are our stats. Like I said, as far as food goes, like I said, our Tam is the way to go. You want to run our Tam. You also want to run Lingering Health Pots, the max Stam, max health, lingering health pots. Those are going to be the best ones for survival this patch. If you want to run tripods, they'll work fine. I've ran them as well. Lingering health is better. It's just the way it is. If you can't afford it, run tripods. If you can't afford Artaeum, run Dubious. This should still help you quite a bit. as far as our skills goes, guys, we were running Onslaught, Dizzying Swing, Hurricane, Rally, Crit Surge, and Executioner, or Reverse Slice. Now, we got one controller disconnect so far. All right, so we are going to... Come on, buddy. You feel free to work anytime now. There we go. So our damage doesn't look super high, obviously, because we are wearing, you know, one Magic recovery set. We have a 14k D-Swing. We have a 17k Onslaught before Fury procs. Our Onslaught isn't fully buffed. So this will go to around a 19k Onslaught. This is around a 15k D-Swing. So although we don't have amazing damage, guys, we have good enough damage to kill people. I have been killing people this patch with this. On top of that, guys, Onslaught got a rework this patch. The attack ignores the target's resistance and grants you physical and spell penetration for your direct damage attacks equal to the amount ignored from the initial target for 11 seconds. So you have to approach this like a DK, the old DK dunk combination. You do your dizzying swing, dizzying swing, and when you CC them, you dunk with the Onslaught. And so you want to get the combo of not only doing the damage, but CCing them on the ground, so it gives you the best opportunity to completely land this ultimate. It hits really hard. It ignores resistances. It is very, very good, guys. On top of that, if you don't finish them for the next 11 seconds, you have full pen on them. So sometimes I've had like Magplars stand back up, heal to full, and I've cracked them with 2 dizzying swings and finished them because I had full pen on them afterwards. So you can absolutely still finish people with this. It is different. It isn't just flat damage. We will have full pen for a bit. This is, you know, in my opinion, this is the way to go. Now, the reason this is best is, you guys are going to laugh, but my Red Guard actually doesn't have all these reduced cost passives. But if you look at the cost of Onslaught, we're up to 119. I think in total this drops down to about 115. And I want to say Dawnbreaker on a Stam Sorc is like 108. And so Onslaught almost costs as much as Dawnbreaker as a Red Guard Stam Sorc because of the reduced cost from the Red Guard passives and the reduced cost from being a Stam Sorc. So Onslaught is amazing for specifically a Red Guard Stam Sorc because of the reduced cost that we have. Yeah, as far as our back bar goes, I rotate in and out of this. If I'm playing with a group, you know, I'll run Suppression Field. If I'm playing by myself, I like running Greater Storm Atronach. I like having the line of sight. I like having that extra pressure that can proc minor vulnerability, that can really focus on somebody while I'm hitting them with D-swings or whatever. Honestly, it's just something that gets in the way of players and it allows you to just kind of line of sight around them, allows you to finish off kills. Dark Deal, this is going to be a heal. It is also going to be our sustain. Streak, this now goes through block, and so now if we're dealing with a block casting person, we can streak to CC them. Because we're wearing Engine Guardian, we can actually use this pretty well. Because we are using Lingering Health Pots, we will not be running Soul Splitting Trap. We will be running Blood Craze. If you were running Tripots, you could absolutely fit Soul Splitting Trap here and it would be just fine. I found Blood Craze just a little bit better. We also get a small heal for it every time we cast it. Quick Cloak, this procs our major protection, and then we have Vigor. And so that's the build. As far as the CP goes, guys, we're going to dive into it very, very quickly. 51 Warlord, 1 into Siphoner, 56 Tenacity, 37 Mooncalf, 49 into Healthy to get our health recovery up a little bit, 20 Shadow Ward, 56 into Tumbling, 43 into Blessed, 72 Master at Arms, 38 Piercing, 49 Mighty, 48 Precise Strikes, 20 into Thaumaturge. 61 Ironclad, 43 into Resistant, 49 Hardy, 49 LA Defender, 31 into Thick Skin. You can absolutely rework it to put more into Thick Skin if you want to. Because we have a Purge, I haven't done that yet. I will absolutely probably put more in to test it. 37 into Quick Recovery. I will post an updated CP as I test some things, guys. This is just what I've been running with today, and it's been good so far. So take it for what it is. If you want to adjust it, feel free to. I totally understand. So that's the build, guys. I know I missed something. We are running a Nirnhone Maul on the front bar. Basically Nirnhone to buff our heals, to buff our onslaught a little bit. Maul so that we can kill people even when we don't have full pen. You know, if you were only utilizing onslaught, Nirn Greatsword would be best. I just like that middle ground of having the Maul so that I can still kill people without my ult. The pen still is very valuable. And then Nirn to just kind of double up there. I think that's it. So that's the build, guys. Like I said, I will post some PvP commentary tomorrow. I got it all, get it all clipped together, get it out there for you guys. But the build's been working very well. The last thing I'm going to say, though, this is not a dueling build, guys. Okay, if you're watching this build, do not wear this dueling because it's not going to work out very well for you. I tried doing it today, and I'll tell you what happens. So you're in Curse Eater. And Curse Eater purges dots every 8 seconds. You fight a build that probably has 2 or 3 damage over time effects. You purge them off, and they do not proc Fury. And so you have no weapon damage. You're not taking any damage, so you're not, you're not dying, but you're not dishing out damage either because you're not procking Fury. And so it's a weird combo. When you're fighting outnumbered, you will have Fury procced. Curse Eater just allows you to alleviate some of those really hard-hitting moments. And so that's why we're doing it that way. So it sounds kind of counterintuitive. This is an outnumbered PvP build. This is not a dueling build. This is not a 1v1 build. You're going to be very, very unhappy if you try to duel somebody with this specific setup because it's just not going to make any sense. Now, as far as Curse Eater goes on a Stam Sorc, you're going to ask, if I haven't said it yet, what procs it? Our Crit Surge procs it. And so when we have a Hurricane up and when we have our Crit Surge up, off a cooldown, essentially, we can get this proc with Crit Surge. It will also proc off our Rally. If I remember correctly, it procs off a Blood Craze. So the Blood Craze heal will also proc this. I know for a fact Rally and Crit Surge work. I'm like 90% certain that Blood Craze works. I can't. I'd have to test it fully to be sure. It does not proc off Vigor, and so that's why we're front barring this, so that we can still get the purge on that bar. It allows us to back bar a damage mitigation set. So that's the Stam Sorc build, guys. In general, if you are, like I said, if you're any Magic Attune, if you're any Stamina Attune, probably run Curse Eater. Curse Eater is the way to go right now until they reduce the amount of incoming dots, or until people realize that everybody in PvP is running Curse Eater and they have to run something else and something a little bit more bursty. So that's the build, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below. The PvP commentary will be coming as soon as I collect a few more clips. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.